So, okay, whenever you're creating your application, right? So first you need to create your Python file. Make it as run.py. Or else make it as run.py itself. Also make sure that your HTML files are inside templates folder. HTML. So you'll not
Sir,
get any errors.
can you
So,
repeat what you said?
okay. So what I did is I created app.py, right? So this app.py, create one more folder over here. So called as templates. So after that, inside that templates index.html file has to be there. So everyone is getting that error itself. I'll show it to you how it is structured. So if you see this app.py is there, right? So there is one more folder called templates. So inside templates, index.html file has to be there. So everyone is getting that error. Make sure your app.py file is outside your templates folder. Any doubts in this? Okay. So one thing I need you to do, in order to receive anything from your index.html page to your Python file, right? So we need to install pip install request. So make sure you have installed this one. So it's requests. So I'll put it in the chat box. So install this request. So what I'll do is first I'll import Flask, right? From Flask I need to import Flask, then render templates. Templates and I need to have that request. So I need to define this class instance, right? So app Flask, call it as name. Then I need to have what I should have next. Anyone?
So then
App
at the root, at the
Okay. So I need to define the root for my web page, right? So at the rate app dot root backslash. So this is the home directory. Okay. So when we do some request or something, right? Like when we ask for someone, what we do, what is that process called? So if
request.
okay, so you are requesting you're getting something, right? If they ask you are giving something. So in similar way, in order to in order to communicate between HTML files and your Python files, you'll be having methods called as get and post. Get is like you're sending something and you're getting in the HTML file. Post is something you're posting in the HTML page and you're getting it in the Python file. So methods inside this roots itself, I need to mention so that in this from this roots only you'll get those methods. So you got the point, right? Why I'm using this method, get and post. So this methods I'm defining because in the app root. So from this app root itself, I need to get or post methods has to be there. Whether I have to get from the HTML page or I have to post it into HTML page. So any doubts or I'll continue. So I'll define this index function. Okay. I have one question for you. Like as like it's mm, so when you do some programming something like that, right? So what do you do first? Like you need to have some idea, right? So you'll be doing your blueprints or architecture of your coding. So how do you design that one? Like literary writing or something like that plan I need to know. Like from where do you start and where do you end? Or flow diagram you'll be doing, right? Anyone?
Should a flow chart?
So
Yeah, anyone you can answer. Was the one like Ashrit? You- Did you try to answer? Okay. So I just want to know like how do you design your flow diagram or architecture for your coding?
So when I created the project for the interview, or basically when I'm creating an app that has a practical use, I first write down what all the app has to do, like implement, like how do I implement the passcode system, or how do I implement the, like how it gets the requests from, other websites. The main thing I do is write down what all the app has to do or the Python script has to do, and then just make a plan in my mind and on how I'm gonna execute it.
Okay. So as we are dealing with web pages, right? So there are two things. One is the front end, which you see in the web application. Okay. So Maria tells like she sometimes write down steps in the code in the way that she can understand and not in full details. Okay. So she'll comment and writes like what has to happen. Okay. So in your web application, when you're doing something, there are two things. One is your front end. Front end is your HTML page or what you view. Back end is the Flask server. This is the Flask server. App.py is there, right? This is the backend. So in order to like communicate, you have to have some idea, right? What will come from the front end and what I'll receive in the backend. So it's two-way communication. Sweet. So take text. Backend is your app.py file. Then there is front end. So that is your index.html file.
Right.
Okay. So there will be two-way communication, right, between these two. Shits. So front end, I'll be sending something. So backend also I'll be send from the backend to front end. I'll send something, or from front end to backend I'll send something. So this is called as post method. and this is called as get method. So you're posting from front end and getting it in the back end. What in if you like kind of send from your back end to your front end, it's called get method. So that's why I return as two methods, get and post. Okay, so I'll just send some string. So from string, the kind of I need to create one form. String is equals to some value I'll send from the HTML page. So I have to receive this string value in the backend, and I need to process like what has to happen. Let it be there. Like, did you understand the concept? Like having some, what do you call, as an input, right? So how do you do like in your Python? So input type or something like that, int or string, you'll get from your terminal. Similar way, in index.html file, I'll get some value and I'll pass it through backend. I'll show the demonstration now. Okay. So before that one, before sending to this define index, right? I have to make sure that front end, like I need to design that one. So I'll go to the front end, I'll come back to this back end. So HTML tag is there. Then end. So what, I'll give some title. So sample. It's int 2 backend. So you can also start doing this one. First in this app.py, define till this. From Flask, import Flask and render templates and request. App is equals to Flask name. Then app.root. So this is your home directory. Methods get and post. I'm not able to zoom. Are you able to see this, right? The code part. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So undefined index over here. So coming into your index.html file, I have this HTML tag, head tag, and title tag. Simple, like you can give the title of your web page. Then inside body tag. So I have to define a body saying that like I have to kind of get the integer, right? So I'll define some as a form. So h1 tag will be knowing. So simple. So this is the message for the user. Enter a string. Then there is form tags. So if you have studied HTML, you should be knowing this form tags. So in this method, I need to mention form method is equals to post. So I'm posting from this one. Did you got the point? Because from the index.html, I'm sending this method is called as post. So I've mentioned it as post. So can anyone tell me like I'll just ask three tags. So anyone can tell me like one by one. Like I need three different peoples. Can anyone tell me what label tag is? What does it do? Anyone? Label tag in your HTML?
So it just displays text.
Okay, so it's just a simple display. Then your input tag.
So like the blank space to write something.
Okay. Then then there is in input itself. There is something called as type submit. So whenever you submit, it's like a button. So whenever you submit, this form would be submitted. So I'll show that. Okay. So first label tag. So for this is for like telling this is the message. So your message has to come here. So then your input has to come. So this size type string, or we can give it as text, simple one. Name is equals to message. So this name I'm mentioning because for where it has to go. So it has to go for your message. So this is if I give required, so it's mandatory to like enter your field. So then in input, you have type is equals to. So this is your submit button. So if I give input type submit and value as submit, it will like post in that form. So any doubts in this?
Sir, can you that app.py one?
Is this simple app.root /
E-
methods is equals to get and post, and I have not defined anything over here. Like we'll come back to this one.
Okay, sir.
So index.html like form is there. So in
Sir,
the
like,
form,
should we do this HTML code right now?
yeah, it will be easier because like as we go on, like we have to take the same thing and like kind of edit this one. So it would be easier like if you do this one. So I'll just show the output how it will look. Return render templates.
Sir, like, can you once switch to that index.html once?
Just a minute. So I have HTML header tag like title. If you want to give, you can give, or else you can leave it blank. So inside the body, like just give a message, enter a string, and then you need to have your form. So this form is method is equals to put, and then like label just displaying the message, and we have to tell like this message has to come back in your backend. So then we have input tag. So this is type text only. It will take text format like all the data types, and this is named as message. So this is when I give required. So it's mandatory to enter. Without this, you can't submit. Then input type submit and value submit. If I give this, will create as a button and submit this form, like making the post.
So can you open the
So this is how your HTML files looks. So after define index is there, right? You're just returning render template index.html file and you're telling run the app. That's it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So can you open the index HTML?
Okay. Everyone is done with this app.py file, right? So this is just simple like how you do before. I'll open index.html file. So everyone done?
So can you open app.py file?
Okay. So I hope everyone is completed with this index.html file. App.py file. So what will happen if I just give something?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So we no need to write debug, right?
No need to write. Like you can just run the app. This is like my habit. Like every time I develop something, right? So I'll write debug is equals to true. So you don't have to write this debug. True.
sir? I'm not getting the output. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm not getting the output, sir. Shall I share my screen, sir?
Yeah. Share your screen. Yeah, I was muted. Sorry. Share your screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's app.html, right? So you have created app. We'll go to app1.py.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you're calling app.html file from demo folder, but it's referring to templates folder, right? So there is no app.html in templates folder.
Mm.
So make
Yes.
sure that app.html file is inside templates folder. I'll repeat once again. So your all your HTML files should be inside your templates folder.
Yes, sir. Should this app.html should be in the template or demo itself, sir?
Templates. So this demo folder is there, right? This is like after like I'll show you one example. For that reason, I kept it over here. Delete that and move.
Not.
Okay, so like app.py file should be there. Okay. Can you stop
Yes, sir.
sharing your screen?
Okay, sir.
So make sure that I've removed the demo, like moved the demo file. So this is your Python file, and all your HTML files should be inside your templates folder, or else that won't run properly. You'll get the error every time. Okay. So if I submit, what will happen? So that message went right. Okay. So what happened was that it was posted to this route. So your backend received, but it didn't know how to handle that one. So inside this define index is there, right? So we need to have some logic in order to capture the received message. So I'll kind of create one variable. So message. I'll keep it as, since we are taking text, right? So I'll make it as none as of now. Then what we need to do is like we have to see whether it's post method or get method from your HTML file. So we'll do if condition. So this request will call. So this request is that we are getting. So this request we called, right? So we're calling this class instant request dot method. So what method we do in is index.html. It's post, right? So we have to mention it as post. So if request dot method is equals to post, equal to post. So this class instance we called with a method post, like because we are sending it as post, right? So we have to do it this way, like if condition, if request method is post, we have to receive that message. If you see over here, we are given the label like whatever is send it from your form, right? So label we are giving it as like for message. So this would be like kind of your header over there. So whenever you send something, it will be in JSON format. So as of now, don't worry about JSON format. I'll teach next class what that JSON format is. So if condition, if this is the message, so if the header comes, so if message in request.form, so request.form,
Sir, it's message or message?
it's message. So did I write the message? Yeah, it's message over here. I'm going it message only, right? Okay, message. So this variable I've created, right? So I'll put whatever it's inside this request form inside this variable. So or else I'll make it as messages so that you won't get confused. So I'll make it as messages. Messages is equals to, so request.form. So whatever the message, this header comes, right? So it has to go save in messages. So if there is, we need to handle this error, right? If there is no message or something else, then we write messages is equals to, I'll make it as simple string, no message received. Okay, so if I just get into this variable, I need to print this one, right? So print messages. So I'll save this one. So according to this one, like request method. So whatever I'm getting from this post form, right? So I'm requesting that one. So if there is a post request, so I'll see for from the what are the value I get. So whether message is there or not. So in that, this is the form, right? So we need to create the form request. So in that, I'll see for the message header. So whatever the value comes from that message, so we'll store it in variable messages. So and I'll print that one. Print. Sending from each table page. So if you can see this output, right? Sending from HTML page. So before that, uh, make one print statement. Received message from HTML page. So just given some text message. So this is 11th class, like kind of I have to say, sending some values. So if I submit, I should be able to receive in my backend. So received message from the HTML page. So this is WeJump level 3 class from class on Flask receive. So what I did was like I have a request method. So whether it's post or not, I'll check first that. If I receive message from the request form, what it has to do. So message is equals to can you mute? Like yeah. So if I receive some message from the request form, so I given the header right as a message. So if I receive something request from, so it will store in messages the variable. So after that, I'm just printing whatever the message received. So if there is no message received or something like that, it will print kind of no messages received. This is your error handling. That's it. So any doubts on this?
Sir, I'm getting a error. Sir, can I share?
Can it? Yeah, just a minute. Stop sharing. Yeah, Abhishek, share.
Sir, is it visible?
It's still blank screen. Yeah, it's visible now.
Yes, sir. I run the terminal. It's showing here from Flask import file rendered template import error.
It's
Can't.
render template. It's not
Yes.
render templates, template.
So, sir, and when I am typing here, it will be like this, like no colorless. If
In
any
return,
other,
can you see in return? You're not calling the same class instance.
yeah,
Yes. Okay. Can you
yes.
run this now? Run this now.
Okay,
Can you
yes, sir.
open the website? Can you open the website? Control plus click on that. Click on control and you can select that.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Sir, from
your browser is not visible.
sir,
Can you
it's
show your
the
browser? Can you show your
sir,
browser also? Abhishek, your browser, it's not like your HTML page is not visible.
sir that yes, sir.
No, no, no. That web browser, your output, right? In the front end, it's not visible. So you started your server, right? Can you
Yes.
share your screen? Yeah. No, you're just only sharing your only one app, that is Visual Studio Code. If you open your browser, it's not visible. So share your
Sir,
entire screen. Share your entire screen.
yes, sir. I will open it.
Yeah.
Sir, is it full visible? Means entire screen.
It's visible, but are you sending something from this web page?
Sir, like the last assignment I tried like this.
No, no,
So
no.
this
I don't want last assignment. Like I just want like your output on this receiving message. So run this Python. Okay. If you see that templates underscore two, why is it like that?
sir, which one?
Templates underscore two is there, right? One more folder. So if you're having that
Uh,
index.html file inside that, it won't run. You'll get that
uh
whatever template is there, right? So inside that it will.
oh, okay, sir. So, sir, I shall take out that
No,
from
no,
that.
no, no. Make that index one.html file. Yeah, that one. Under
Yes,
the
this
folder
one.
templates underscore two. Yeah. Rename that index one.html. So this file consists of your receive message index one.html. Okay. So move that file into your templates folder. Index one.html is there, right? Move it into templates folder.
Yes, it is already moved.
No, no,
Sir,
no. It's
it's
not moved. It has to be in
sir.
templates, not templates underscore two.
Okay, sir.
What did you do? Okay. So, okay, go to your app2.py.
App2.py. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So make it index1.html. Return render template is there, right? Index1.html. So control S, start your server, Python app2.py. Control C, press. Yeah. So control and you can click. Okay. Abhishek, what you do is like you do like create one more folder. Like later you can do. So make it as a separate folder. App.py has to be in that folder and create one more folder called templates and put that index1.html.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So others got the output, right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Tanishka.
So I didn't get out.
Can you share your screen?
Yes. Sir, is my screen visible?
Yeah, index2.html. Yeah, it's visible. Okay, can you open that web browser? What's happening? URL, F12, can you press? F12. F12. Okay. Can you click on console? Filter road resources. Status of 404. Okay. Can you go to this app, Visual Studio Code? .py file. Render template. Okay. So index2.html file you're calling properly.
The error with the request spelling.
Yeah, that is one thing. Yeah, a request you can make it as instead of request is there, right? Make it request. Run now. Control S and run. Go to your browser and refresh. And stop the server and start once again.
So should I stop sharing my screen and then do it?
You can do that one. But if you don't get after this also, like stop the server, start it once again. Like Control C you press. Go to your Visual Studio Code. Click on terminal.
Sir, okay, new terminal. Yeah, okay.
No, no, no. Just press Control C. So yeah, click on that. Control C. So it will stop your server and you can run Python app2.py.
Guys, not the-
Can you show me your root? What you have written for your root? So can you go down if name underscore name is equals to mean or something? Go down. Okay, app.run. Okay, so you defined your file name as app underscore 2, right?
Yeah, sir.
So if you give app.run, like it won't save kind of thing. But you have defined it as class instant app only, right? Go above. App you have defined. So that shouldn't be the problem. Okay, we'll check this one later. Like it has to be with the name or something. App.root.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll continue like what we did. Share screen. Okay, as I told you, right? So, like from the front end, using the post method we received in backend, that is app.py. So from app.py, we can send it to the front end also. So for that, what we need to do is like there are two methods. One is get, or another one is like like kind of shortcut method. I'll teach you. So this return render template is there, right? So what we are doing, uh, whatever the file is there in index.html, we are just running that one, right? So what we do is like, so we'll give, so sending, so we'll define one variable is equals to whatever messages we received, right? So messages, we'll send the same thing, and we'll try to print this one. So one change in app.py, sending is equals to messages. So make this change and come to your index.html. So after this form, I'll take one more h1 tag. received value from app.b. So, if I type something, so that would be your simple text, right, in your browser. So receive the value from app.py. So if I type something like, even if I type sending, so this is the variable which you are sending, right? So with the value. So if I type sending also, so if I do this one, like it will just print your sending. So HTML takes your text as sample. So in order to get the values or from the variable whatever we are sending, what we do is inside the flower bracket. So percentage if sending. So we are seeing like this will return get the values. So if it is from the flower bracket, and if I put percentage symbol, if there I'm just checking like if any value is there or not inside the sending. So what I'll do is like some message I'll print. That's it. So this sending is there, right? What I'll do is like I have to put inside double flower brackets. So this will get the values, not the text, whatever is received from sending, right? So that value will be printed. So I'll end if percentage and if. So this is how you use your if else statement in HTML tag. So first I'll try to see like if any value is received from sending. Received, if I want to get the values, I have to put it inside two flower brackets, the value, and I'll end the if statement. Yes. So this was the message, right? This is WeJump level 3 class on Flask receive. So whatever was there in the message, we just received into the front end. So if I want to put something else other than some value, right? So I make it as messages 1 equals to sample. So I created one more variable with the value string. So I'll send it as 1. So over here, I have to receive that message values, whatever value is there, right? So I have to receive over here. So any doubts on this? So sending and receiving from.
So can you show the index.html?
Yeah. The only thing I made changes is that if statement and whatever value is there.
So can you explain that last line, that percentage ENDIF
So
percentage?
if you start open like kind of if statement is there, right? If something is there, sending is coming the value. So I need to end that if statement. So I'm not using else or something, right? So I'll just give a tag. So end if. So I'm ending this if statement.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So everyone done with this? I'll just share this. You can check it out. So I've shared both index.html file as well as app.py file. So you can try this one out. Then we'll do some simple arithmetic calculator. Okay, I'll make the changes in this form itself. So method post. So I'm sending message, right? Instead of this one, I'll make this as num1. So I'm telling this is the number, first number. Enter your first number. So input type, it's an integer, right? So just give it as number itself. So message name, I have to refer to this name for this label. So num1. So this is required field. So then similar, I'll copy this one. So I need to have a second number, right? So this is number 2. Like whenever you receive in your backend, so you have to differentiate this number 1 and number 2. So enter your second number. So this is the input type number for your header number 2. So I make the changes number 2 over here, and this is also required. So this is your input submit type. So instead of value submit, I'll make it as addition, right? So I'm just telling that this is addition type. So if you have multiple types like multiplication or something like that, I'll show that also in demo. So as of now, this is addition for now. So I'll make it as add. So this received is there, right? I'll make it as result. Same thing I'll keep if sending result of addition. I'll save this one. So we'll see how our HTML looks. So enter it. Okay, interesting it came. So enter two numbers. So enter two numbers. You need to enter two numbers. So first number and second number. So if you see over here, if I make it to number as a type, data type, input type, so I can just only enter numbers. If I try to type something A, B or C something, it won't happen. Even if it comes, like it won't take. So E is your exponential, so it's E is coming. So other than that, if I type A or something, it won't come. Only numbers will come. And this is your submit button. So this is add. So I'm just mentioning that one. Then come to your app.py file. So this will be similar. This one message is equals to none. I'll take it in message itself, some variable. So I'll just take it in the messages. So if request method is equals to post, same thing I'm following. So since we are receiving two values, right? So what I'll do is like I'll give it as try. So try method I have taught you, right? Except and those things instead of if. If only you use like only one value if you are receiving. So now we are receiving two, right? Number one and number two, second number and first number. So I'll use try. I'll remove this if. So inside this try. So I'll create one static variable. So that is integer request.form first number. So this request.form, because this header is named as num1, right? So same thing. So I'll take num2 is equals to integer, and then request form request.form num2. So this number one will receive your first message, first value which we received. Number two will receive the second value which we sent from your HTML document. So messages is equals to, I need to add these numbers, right? Num1 minus num2. So I can't use else over here. So since we are doing try, so if I have try, I have to give it as exception, right? Except any value error, that value error. So I'm just anticipating some value error might come. So for that reason, I'm using. So messages is enter valid numbers. So same thing. What I did is like I did try and accept method. So this is because if something else comes, right? If statement like I can't use it uh, for larger receiving values or something. So in order to like kind of make it optimized code, so try I used. So number one and number two I'm receiving from request form. Num1 named as num1 and request form num2. So num1 will store first number and num2 will store second number. So messages, I'm just kind of adding this one. So I subtracted. Then I'm storing into messages, right? I'm just sending that over there. Just from this one. Just give me a minute. I'll check this out. It's not taking this number one value. That is because this one is there, right? So one space was there for that reason that it was coming. So remove that space and restart. So if I enter first number, right? So 45, then 100. So if I add 145, right? So that value is sent to the server, added over there, and it's printed. I'll print these two values. Give it as 100 and 100. So result value was 200, right? So if I see over here, the first number which I received was 100, second number was 100, and result value. So I'll explain this code structure once again. So this I've taken the same root index and I'm receiving as a form, and I'm sending two number values, right? So for that label, whatever label is there, number two and number one, this is your first number and second number. So I have to receive the same thing, request dot form. So this header I have given, right, num1 and num2. So I'm taking it into separate variables, num1 and num2. And then I'm adding those and I'm storing into your global variable. So messages, num1 and num2 added. And then I'm sending that message and I'm just printing. Any doubts on this?
Like, can you send both of the text, the like that coding in the chat box, please?
This one.
Yes.
Sir, like, can you send the screenshots of those?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Sir, like that snap screenshot of those both index HTML and that app codes
Okay, so I'll
in the
share it
chat
in the
box.
group. I'll share it in the
Okay,
group. Yeah.
okay, sir. Sir, like it's the
That has been.
final, right? Like it's the final one, right?
Yeah, it's the final one for adding two numbers.
Okay, sir.
So any doubts in this? If there are no doubts, I'll show one demo for you. Like simple calculator, how it's done. I'll first explain the code before doing that one. Yeah. Okay. So it's just your simple HTML page to take two numbers, number one and number two. Like I named it as num1 and num2 itself. So in order to receive in your backend. So these are type numbers. So I've created one more label, that is one more header called as operations. So I'll send it as add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Like four options I'll send. In the backend, it will manage everything and do the operations accordingly. So if I send add from the front end, like select and send that one. So this is your, you must be knowing your select and options. This tag gives you like in order to drop down list and you can select those. So I created four options: add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So after that, submit, and then this whatever value, it's like calculate, like kind of calculate, and I'll print the results whatever I'm sending. So coming into your backend, that is your Python file. So now num1 and num2 I'll receive two values, first number and second number. Then I'm having one more header, right? So whatever I'm sending, this is operations. So which operation I need to perform. So what first thing I'll do is like I'll just check if number one and number two are received and they're not empty. So if that is empty, like kind of it will give you like please enter both the numbers. Else, make it just converting it to float. And if the operation equal to add. So this operation I'm just checking the value. If it is equal to add, I'm adding result is equals to num1 and num2. If it is subtract, just handling like different cases scenarios using if and elif. So if it is subtraction, I'll subtract these two numbers, multiplication, multiply. And in division, like you can't divide it by zero, right? So if second number is not equal to zero, I'll just divide, and else I'll use like error dividing by zero. Like if I try to divide it by zero, so I'll just send this value. So this value error. So try and accept concept using that one. I'm just telling please enter valid numbers. So what I'll do is like I'll just send this result values as a result. So I'm just printing this result value. If result comes, I'll just print that result. Coming into your HTML file. So I'll add two numbers. So if I just, there are four options, right? If I just add. So result is add. Subtract. So it will give me the result as 60. Then divide by 2, multiply. So result is 200. And I'll try to divide this by 0. Divide. So error division. So it's handling properly, like most of the cases. So this was just a simple demonstration on how to perform arithmetic operations. So you're using both computation power of both HTML as well as your backend. So this is your user interface where you enter your numbers. and then you'll choose what operation has to happen. So it will go to your backend, that is your Python file. So it will handle everything and give you the result, and you're coming back to your front end and displaying those results. Any doubts on this? So if not, like we'll end up this session. So that was for this session.
Sir, like what about the assignment?
Okay. For your assignment, right? So I'll just mention in the group later.
Okay, sir.
So if you're not having any doubts or any issues working on that one, you can leave. Others, if you're having any doubt, we can discuss.
Sir, I have a doubt regarding
Yeah,
the
Nitin.
output.
Yeah,
I'll
Nitin.
share my screen, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, is that visible?
Yeah, Visual Studio Code is visible.
Yes. I'll.
So open the browser.
Yes, sir, I have opened it. Then if I enter a number, then add, it shows like bad request the browser or
Can you go
proxy.
to your Python file as well as go to first Python file, Visual Studio Code.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
App1.py. Click on app1.py.
Yes, sir.
Switch to messages. You go to sending, right? Yeah. Go to your app.html. So if sending, you received sending. Okay. Go to web browser and press F12.
Yes, sir.
Press F12. No, F12 on your browser itself.
Yes, sir. 12.
No, it's not clicked. Press function plus F12.
Consoles. Wait.
It's not coding.
It shows like this.
Can you go to Visual Studio Code itself?
Yes, sir.
Visual Studio Code. Can you like extend the terminal? Like, can you make it little bit bigger? Like, I have to see that error what's it's coming. Okay. So, app1.py.
What, sir?
Open app1.py.
Yes, sir.
Phone number, messages. So this message states that you're not getting anything in your terminal, right? Try to run refresh the web page. Go to your browser. Continue.
Then to
Stop the server and restart.
okay.
Control C and restart it once again. Can you add print statement whether you're receiving something or not? Like we'll get to know. So after num1 and num2 is there, right? Print num1. No, num1. It should not be inside the double quotes. Num1. Yeah. Press save and start.
Shall I add it, sir?
Yeah. Click on add. Go to your terminal. Sorry, Visual Studio Code. So it's not receiving over here. Okay. Request method is equals to post. Mhm. Okay. Can you do one thing? After post, click on that. Try is there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before that, click like next to that post, that double quote, right? Click on that. Yeah, press enter. Backspace you press. Because sorry, methods. So remove that space. Check once again. So I've sent the code. Can you copy and paste that one? In chat box I sent. Copy paste that one.
Should I share it in chat box, sir?
Yeah, check. In your meeting, its chat box is there, right? So check that one.
Yes.
I sent one more code. No. I sent one code. Copy that one and run that one. No, before you send to me, right? I have sent one more. No, I have sent. Copy that, paste it in your file. So, remove that unwanted things.
Shall I remove this debug, sir?
Yeah, remove debug.
So there's a problem. Name is not defined here.
As name is defined, right? So it's defined already. Okay. Double that you need to put double underscore before name. Both this idea.
Yes, sir.
Okay, start.
Then to it's
The same thing you're getting. I'll send this HTML file also. Try running that.
yes, sir.
Reflection. Okay. So copy paste that HTML code which I sent you. Send.
So what are these things, sir?
And those are like junk values which you received, copied and paste, right? Junk
So
values is.
shall I cancel it or shall I leave it the same, sir?
You can delete those and you can check again. Others, any doubts you have?
Sir, sir, I have one. Sir, while you are doing the code, that calculator, sir, that if user enters like plus add, then do this operation, that code you are typing, no, the time I got some network issue. So you can say, can you send that index dot html code in the chat box and app dot py.
Screenshot I'll share in the group.
No, sir. So screenshot like already my browser like here
No, no,
in
no, no. You
like
just copy
storage.
paste and do. You just
Okay.
copy paste everything. What I want is like I need you to type and test.
Okay, sir.
I'll share this one.
Okay, sir.
So you have to try, not just copy paste.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Abhishek, I've shared.
Sir, still the same.
Okay. Do one thing, Nitish. Uh, create a zip file and send both of these files to me. I'll check that out.
Okay, sir.
Others, any doubts? Or else we'll wind up this session and I leave. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Tanishka.